The concept of blended learning certainly lends itself quite nicely to differentiated instruction. Let's take a student with a learning disability where they require extra time for processing when acquiring new knowledge, for example. So if this student has the opportunity to watch a video or something at home and before entering the classroom, they have that extra time they can rewatch the video, they can go on to look up key terms, for example, they don't understand. Even if the video is given ahead of time, they could even potentially come in and ask the teacher questions about the material. So that then when that class time happens where the students are expected to initiate some activity or work on something to deepen their knowledge of the new content, that student with the learning disability is ready just like everybody else. Whereas in a traditional classroom where the teacher delivers content and then expects the students to be ready to work on that content right away, with this exceptional students, that model just doesn't necessarily work for them. And blended learning concept can definitely reach those students, I think, which is great. In terms of inquiry-based learning, a blended learning classroom certainly can help with that. If the instruction portion of content is done at home, say through a video, and then they come into the classroom and essentially it's like we've got extra time. And I feel like a lot of teachers, to be quite honest, brush off inquiry-based learning just for the sake of time. We've got this many curriculum expectations to meet in this amount of time, and in order to fit it all in, inquiry-based learning is difficult sometimes. So a blended learning concept where the students can learn the content at home and then come and work on it in the classroom, it gives a little more flexibility in terms of time. So that inquiry-based learning or an exploratory approach to deepening a particular concept, it gives the teacher more flexibility. So if we need that extra time for inquiry and allowing the students to question certain things or allow us to veer off on certain tangents about really rich concepts that go hand in hand with what we're learning, then I think it works quite nicely. It can work quite nicely. And because it gives the teacher that extra time, then it certainly opens that window of opportunity. In terms of blended learning being environmentally responsible, certainly. If a teacher isn't handing out a package of notes, for example, at the beginning of every class based on their instruction, and it's given in a video format, and that video format is accessible anywhere, anytime, then it cuts down on paper. Pretty straightforward. And the fact that the student can access that video at any time, then it's not a matter of, oh, well, I need the notes for the exam. Well, you don't necessarily need the notes if you can just kind of brush up on the video when exam time comes too, right? And then whatever was done in in class can be refreshed in their memory at the same time. In terms of connecting with their learning, I would say that blended learning is certainly an authentic form of instruction. And what I mean by that is it's more in tune with real life when it comes to students of today. The students of today are constantly connected to the digital world. They're on their phones constantly, they're Snapchatting, they're on Twitter, everything. Like, you name it, like they're good at technology. and they use it all the time, and they're very comfortable with it. So if we bring this concept of blended learning into their world, it's like they're already watching videos at home on their spare time anyways. It's not like watching a little short clip to acquire certain knowledge is a new concept to them. This is something they do. If they want to learn something, oh, let's check out a YouTube video. Like, it's pretty commonplace. So in terms of being authentic, it certainly allows teachers to connect with their students because it's providing a platform of education to our students that they're already comfortable with. And it's a platform where they already are, and we are just meeting them there. Does blended learning allow students to draw on previous knowledge? Certainly. So yes, a teacher can send the students home to do certain tasks or to learn from a video with new knowledge, but then teacher can certainly do the exact same thing on past material. So reviewing a video, say in a math classroom, and we're going to be using Pythagorean theorem for, I don't know, determining the surface area of composite shapes. Well, Pythagorean theorem is something they would have done in junior high. And if I'm a high school teacher, I don't want to spend too much time on something that they have already learned and have already spent a lot of time on. So that would be a great way to just kind of send them to a video, like, all right, let's recap Pythagorean theorem, and like a couple examples to see the different way that the formula works out. And then they come in, and when I want to build on that knowledge and move into determining the surface area of a composite shape, then Pythagorean theorem is not over their head because they're like, oh yeah, I learned that in junior high and we reviewed it at home, so we're good. So the blended classroom definitely allows students to draw on past knowledge. All right, thank you. Bye.